Okay, students, now in this class we want to see the formulas of Lami's theorem, tangent law, and problems based on it we can discuss if the time is sufficient. See, my dear students, so in the Lami's theorem. Lami's theorem statement, we know that. So what is that? See, students, if three forces acts at a point simultaneously and keeps the particle in equilibrium, three forces acting on a particle simultaneously. These three forces are acting on the particle simultaneously and keeps the particle in equilibrium. Okay, students, keeping the particle in equilibrium. Then those three forces can be represented along the three sides of a triangle taken in one particular order. At that situation, we say that the particle is in equilibrium, means it is not moving, it is at rest. That is condition for rest, and those three sides can be those three vectors. So three vectors acts on a particle. Those three vectors can be three velocities, three displacements, or three forces. If three forces acts on a particle. See, my dear students, here three forces I am taking. See, students, this is a point O, and on this point O, so first force A bar is acting like this. A bar is acting downward direction, and from the same point B bar is acting in this direction, and C bar is acting. And see, students, C bar is acting in this direction. Okay, these three forces are acting on the particle simultaneously. So these two forces, A bar is one vector, B bar is one vector, C bar is another vector, acting from the point at the same time only. Okay, students, now B bar and C bar. So B bar and C bar, the magnitudes of B bar and C bar, for these two we will get one resultant force. So that will be balanced by this A bar. These two forces, see, one is pulling this side and one is pulling this side. So the resultant force you will get for these two, and that is balanced by this F1. Then the object is said to be in zero resultant force is acting on it. Object is said to be in equilibrium condition. That is also condition for equilibrium. We know the object is in equilibrium, means it has no motion, it is at rest, and no rotation also for the particle. Okay, students, so now what I am taking, you see here, this is the side of the triangle. It is one side representing the angle opposite to, so this side, the angle opposite to this side means the angle between another two vectors, B bar and C bar. B bar vector I have taken as force F2 vector. C bar vector I have taken as force F3 vector. And A bar vector I have taken as the force F1 vector. And this angle I am taking alpha. And this is the vector, second force. So then the angle opposite to this vector I am taking beta. And the angle opposite to this C bar vector. So this is the third vector, students. So this is the third vector, C bar, and this is we have taken as force F3, and this is the second vector. What is this? So this second vector is, we know that the second vector is equal to B bar vector. This is the vector, so force is a vector, I am taking F2. And the next vector, this is the first vector A bar, this is I am taking as the force F1. Okay, students, this is the force vector F1. Okay, the angle between other two vectors, the angle opposite to the first vector is alpha, this is beta, and this one I am taking. Okay students, see this is alpha, so this angle is alpha. Okay students, this angle is beta, and this angle is, what do you know children, gamma. Okay students, so three forces are acting on a particle and the particle is at rest. Then those three forces can be represented along the three sides of a triangle. So see my dear students, this is the first vector a bar. So I am taking the first vector a bar as it is. I am taking, this is the first vector a bar. I did not change the direction and I did not change the magnitude. Same magnitude I have taken and same direction also I have taken. Okay students, now the second vector is what, b bar. The second vector I started. So see students, this is the first vector and this is the second vector a bar I have taken. Okay students, this is the a bar and this vector is, what do you know students, b bar vector. This is the b bar vector started here, and this is the c bar. Without changing the direction and magnitude, you start here. This is called c bar. See students, so a bar vector, b bar vector, c bar vector. If three vectors acts at a point O and keeps the particle at rest, then those three vectors can be represented along the three adjacent sides of a triangle. You can represent the first side, second side, third side of the triangle you can represent. So that is a triangle, a bar vector, b bar vector, c bar vector. Okay, and if I write the sum of these three vectors, the sum if I write, so a bar means one force. Consider a bar vector is the force vector. A bar is one vector. Okay students, and b bar is another vector. So a bar vector, b bar vector plus c bar vector. Okay students, so this is another one. So in sum you will get 0. The sum of the three vectors will be 0. The sum of the three forces will be 0. We will get students. So how you check it students? I just want to add a plus b. A plus b. So first vector, this is a bar vector. This is the terminus of the first vector. It started here. Started at some p point. Ended at q. So this is p q. At the q, second vector is started. At the q, this second vector is started here. Now the line joining the initial vector to final vector. See, the line joining from initial vector to final vector is called addition of the two vectors. That is called a bar plus b bar plus. So this is called addition of the two vectors. That is called a bar plus b bar. That's called addition of the vectors a bar plus b bar. So addition of the vector a bar plus b bar, which is equal in magnitude, so opposite in direction to the third closing side. This is a, b, c. See the three sides order: a bar vector order, b bar vector order, c bar vector order. Okay. So this is a bar plus b bar, and this is called minus c bar. So a bar plus b bar, this is the third closing side. So a, b, c. So this is called c bar, but addition of a, b, addition of a plus b is minus c bar. Means instead of a plus b, if I write minus c bar, okay, and already I have a c bar vector, then I am getting a 0 vector. So that's why three forces acts at a point and keeps the particle at rest. Then those three forces can be represented along the three adjacent sides of a triangle, taken in the same order only. Because if you add these two vectors, if I add, see, this is the b bar vector and this is the c bar vector. B bar is started here, initial point, started here, and this is, and addition of b to c means this is. So you have to go from initial point of the first vector to the final point of the second vector. You go like this. It is opposite in direction to. So see, b and c addition is minus a bar. and it is equal in magnitude opposite direction to this plus a, that's why resultant will become 0. Okay students, now see, so here alpha is the angle between what and what, B and C, B bar and C bar. So take, this is the B bar vector and this is the C bar vector. This is the B bar vector direction, this is, and this is the C bar vector direction. So this angle is called alpha, and similarly angle between C and A. Okay students, this is C and this is the direction of C. Take from one point, this is the direction of C, this is the direction of A bar, C and A. Between C and A, the angle is beta. Okay students, this is called, this is C bar direction, same direction I have taken. From one point, you take the directions away. Co-initial vectors, these two vectors must be co-initial. Then this is called B. And similarly, see students, this is A bar vector direction, I just extended down. So A bar vector direction, you just extend down. So then this is called, what do you know students, alpha. And this is the B bar. So B bar is started here, and A bar is also started here, both are co-initial. Then the angle between them is called alpha. If three forces acts on a particle and keeps the particle at rest, then Lami's theorem statement we can write it like this. See, each force or each vector is directly proportional to, this A is directly proportional to sine angle between other two forces. A is directly proportional to sine alpha, and similarly A means F1. A is directly proportional to, each force is proportional to sine angle between other two forces. Means these two are proportional, means that ratio remains constant. That ratio remains constant. See, F1, what I am writing, you see students. So I think you have understood the concept. Now I am going for formulas. So sum of the three vectors is 0. There is condition for 0 resultant vector. We got it. Okay students. Now what I am writing, you see students. So each force is proportional to sine angle between other two vectors. Means F1 is directly proportional to. So means F1 is directly proportional to sine angle between other two forces. F1 is directly proportional to sine alpha. This F1 is directly proportional to sine alpha. And if you write its ratio, F1 by sine alpha is a constant. F1 by sine alpha is a constant. This, okay, and similarly you will get F2 is directly proportional to sine beta, and if you write its ratio, F2 by sine beta is equal to constant, you will get students. And similarly you can write like this. See, similarly you can write, so what is that? Similarly you can write F3 is directly proportional to sine gamma. This always remains constant. This is the statement of Lami's theorem. Means otherwise if F1 I will consider A, that is a vector A by sine alpha. So A by sine alpha is equal to constant. A by sine alpha is equal to B by sine beta is equal to, so what will write students? C by sine gamma. So C by sine gamma, that is equal to constant, you can write. Constant you can write. Otherwise if you consider it is a triangle, consider this point is P, this is Q, this is R. You can also write like this. These three forces are representing along the three sides of a triangle. Then, so magnitude of this vector, the magnitude of this vector, what will you write? Condition for Lami's theorem means statement will write like this. Lami's theorem statement is this one. And see my dear students, now those three forces are representing the three sides of a triangle we know. Then, so length of the side, this is called PQ. So we can write it PQ by, okay, and the representing vector A. this ratio is same as that of, so PQ by A is same as that of QR by B. So QR by, so the side by its length QR by B, it is same as that of, and RP by C, it is constant. And you can write like this also, so that is PQ by A. So this PQ by side of the length of the triangle, okay, that remains constant. Or in the Leibniz theorem, what are you writing? So A by, this is the A and angle between other two vectors. What are that? B and C. This is the direction of B and C. A by sin alpha is equal to, so A by, what will you write, my dear students? See, I am writing with small letters here. A by sin alpha is equal to, so what will you write, students, here? B by sin beta is equal to, what will you write here, students? So C by, so what will you write, students? Sin gamma is equal to constant, we will write. So is equal to constant. A by sin alpha is equal to, B by sin beta is equal to, C by sin gamma is equal to constant. We can write, my dear students. Okay. So now, so that A we can call it as any force, or reverse also write sin alpha by A, sin beta by B, and sin gamma by C also you can write constant. Now we are going for, what is that, you see, students? Tangent law. Now see, this is a heavy mass suspended by a rigid support from a particular point. So from the roof it is suspended like this. This total length I am taking L. So the total length, so what I am taking, students? The total length I am taking as, L. Okay, now it is pulled aside with some force like this. See, you are pulling, then it will come to here. Okay, with a horizontal force F. So with the horizontal force F, we have pulled that from here to there. This is called the pulling force. What is this pulling force, my dear students? It is called F, you know. Okay, students, that pulling force we are taking as F. Okay, now what will happen, you see, students? And this angle, okay, it is pulled aside by an angle theta. Now this is X, and here length and here length will be same. This is called L. This is the horizontal displacement. It has gone from here to here. So its weight is acting downward direction. We just pulled and we left it. We pull it to here and we are just keeping it. So with a string or something, we pull it like this. So weight is acting downward direction. Horizontal force is this direction, and tension is in this direction. So three forces are acting on the particle and keeping the particle at rest. Three forces acts on the particle and keeps the particle at rest. Then those three forces can be represented along the three sides of a triangle, taken in the same order. You can write it, taken in the same order, and then each force is proportional to sine of the angle between other two forces. You can write from the Leibniz theorem. So then each force is proportional to sine of the angle, and this is tension. Tension is equal to this tension is directly proportional to the angle here, sine angle here. Then T by sine 90. If I write the formula by Leibniz theorem, if I write the formula for that, so what I will get, you see, students? So tension by, so I want to write here only T, tension by sine 90 degrees. Tension by sine 90 degrees. And you pull this aside by an angle theta, and now I draw one more parallel line, and this will become theta. And so then this is 90, you know, this is theta, you know, so this complete angle will become. See, you know, this is see, students, this is 90, this is theta. So then this complete angle will become 90 degrees plus theta. So 90 plus theta is this angle, you know. Okay, students, this angle. Then the force opposite to this side is what, you know, this is weight. So the force, this direction is what is this? Weight. So this is called weight mg. Then force by this sine angle ratio. So that is I want to write it. So I am writing weight by the sine angle, sine of which angle I have there? Sine 90 degrees plus theta. Weight by sine 90 plus theta is same as that of force this side. So force by, okay students, this is theta, you know, that is theta, and this is how much, you know, see, this is again 90 degrees, you know, 90 degrees. Okay students, so then this will be how much students? It should be 90 degrees minus theta. It should be 90 degrees minus theta. Simply I can write like this. This is a complete, this is a straight line. This complete angle 180 degrees. This angle, you know, theta. Then this angle will be how much? This is 180 minus theta. 180 degrees minus theta. Then f by sine. So what you write? F by this angle, sine 180 degrees minus theta is equal to constant. This is called the tangent length you are writing. Means all are conditioned for zero equilibrium only. Okay students, that's the formula I have written there. Okay, and now you see. So what do we got it? You see students, t by sine 90 degrees. T by, so what is that? T by sine 90 degrees is equal to W by, so W by sine 90 plus theta. So what can you write? Sine 90 degrees plus theta, and which is same as that of f by, so f by sine 180 degrees minus theta you write it students. F by sine 180 degrees minus theta you write it students. Then t by sine 90 degrees value 1 and w by sine 90 plus theta you will get cos theta, and f by sine 180 minus theta. Then f by sine 180 minus theta you write it cos theta. Okay, so then what will you get? You see students, if you equate sine 90 plus theta is cos theta, sine 180 minus theta. So sine 180 minus theta, sine theta only you can write it. Okay students, then you know W means mg. If you equate these two, so W by cos theta is equal to f by sin theta you will get. Then W means mg. Okay, and do the cross multiplication. So W into sin theta comes here. Sin theta by what can you write students? Cos theta. Sin theta by cos theta is equal to this side what we have f. Then W means what? Mg. So mg into sin theta by cos theta, what can you write students? So mg into what can you write students? Tan theta. Means if you are getting the horizontal force, how much horizontal force is required to pull it equilibrium up to this angle, means this f value we are getting. So how much that is? F is equal to mg tan theta. So we are getting f is equal to mg into, so mg into tan theta. So this is the formula for applied force. F is equal to mg tan theta. You can write it. Okay students, like you equate these two, you will get the tension in the string. Tension T is equal to mg by cos theta. This 1 by cos theta can be written as cosecant theta also. Okay students, the next one is so means we got this formula. And next we can write like this also. See, now these three are keeping the particle at rest. Those three can be represented along the three sides of the triangle. Then each side by its length is remains constant. Then the tension force T, and it is acting along L length. Then you can write T by, you can write tension force by it is acting along L length of the triangle, and force acting along x horizontal distance. This distance is x, you know, because we have pulled from here to here. The bar comes from here to here. This is called x. Then you can write F by x, and then next one you can write weight. So weight is acting along this direction, that is this one. This is the triangle. So we will get weight is acting along this. So this is totally L and this is x. This is the hypotenuse. So this one root over x square minus x square means you will get W by, so root over L square minus x square you can write. Okay students, tangent law formula you can write in that manner also. Okay students. Okay, or you see my dear students. So what is that we have written? Yeah, T by L is equal to F by x is equal to W. W means mg, means tension force, and it is acting along the length of the string, and this is the force acting along one side of the triangle, and its length is x. Okay students. So this is the weight we can represent like this. Weight can be represented like this, and this is the horizontal force you can represent, and this is the tension you can represent. See, so weight is in this direction, weight direction downward, horizontal force F, and length is x, and along this you have tension force. Tension is acting L length of the string, and weight is acting, this is called weight, it is acting for root over L square minus x square length. So then W by root over L square minus x square you will get. So that is totally constant you are getting. This is you can write like this also, or you can write like this also, or you can take F is equal to mg tan theta by equating these two, or by equating these two you will get one equation. You can write in any manner students. Okay, so those are the formulas we are getting. Okay, so the next class we can do some numericals based on, yes, that's it my dear students. You can write everything I have covered. Will you please go through perfectly every concept, and every time I am guided by my physics HOD GNR sir. He is guiding me well in all aspects and encouraging me to teach well and develop the students. So please complete the homework in the same day. The success mantra for the student or for anyone is you have to do the work in time. Same work you should finish on the same day only. You should not postpone. Never ever postpone your homework or the task you want to become a successful people. You do the work in time only. The same day you watch the video, you write the formulas, you keep solving the formulas. Okay students, so I have a very good support from the management and especially from the physics HOD sir. He is guiding me well in all aspects and he is encouraging me to teach well for the students. I will try to do my best for you. Thank you to all.